Hi, this is Barry Braun. I'm the department head here at Health and Exercise Science at CSU. Welcome. This is the traditional Ram Welcome, but done in a very non-traditional way. Usually you'd be gathering in the Moby Gym. There'd be lots of fanfare. There'd be lots of, me getting you all excited, you having an unforgettable experience meeting me for the first time. Instead, here we are in our Health and Exercise Science teaching facility, our main classroom. I'm not sure how much of it you can see, but usually this will hold 120 students in basically a very movable fashion, so you can make pods of tables together, you can move the tables and chairs around. There are monitors all over the walls, all the technology that you would expect. Obviously, it's been changed a bit for COVID-19, and it's now socially distanced for 54 people instead of 120, in a way that we can deliver some face-to-face experiences this fall, even though we have this pandemic going on. The biggest thing to know about health and exercise science is that it is about health, it is about exercise, and it's also about science. And if you love all three of those things, this is definitely the major for you. If you love health and exercise and have no interest in science, less good in terms of how much you'll love this major. But if those are the things that got you excited, those are the things that got me excited when I first started out, you've come to the right place. And I think we have a strong plan to continue to provide the same high quality. We want to make you the best that you can possibly be. When you leave here, you should be better prepared than from any other department in the country. That commitment has not changed. So let me take you out the doors and walk you to the front office. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to bring my backpack with me because I don't have any other way of carrying it. And there's a few symbols that I think are important, and one of them is, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, the Vitruvian Man, Leonardo da Vinci, which we had made out of terrazzo in the floor, which is in some ways kind of our patron saint. The idea of movement, the idea of health, the idea of physiology, all sort of imbued in that one image. You'll see this image multiple times around the department. And I'll take you out the door here. Into the courtyard, and so we've just left the Health and Exercise Science teaching facility, and now we're about to cross a courtyard, which, not coincidentally, also has our motto, movement equals health, except in Latin, mobilitas equat valetudinum, actually sandblasted in the floor of the courtyard. So if we come across the courtyard here, we'll enter the B wing of Moby Arena, and be able to show you exactly how to get to your classes in health and exercise science. Yes, a lot of construction is going on before classes start. So come across. Behind me is Plum Street, which you'll get to know well. And then in front of me are the green doors that lead from the courtyard into the Department of Health and Exercise Science. Come on in. Come on down the hallway. Doctors Leach and Bell, who you can see for the very first time, but definitely not the last time.
Hello.
And we'll turn the corner and head up the stairs to see the main office. So we've made it to the top of the stairs. Let me take you down the hallway and go see Dr. Wendy DeYoung, who is directs the health promotion part of the major, oversees the internships, and is the assistant department head, which means she does all the work that I don't do. So come on in. So main office, you'll probably get to know this place well, and we'll go through and meet Dr. Wendy DeYoung.
Hello.
Hello, thank you, Barry. As Barry said, I am Wendy DeYoung. This is our main office. Moby 220 is the room number. We typically have a student working here at the front desk that have been well trained, and they're really, really good and very, very friendly and helpful. So this is Cole. You'll probably see him a lot. So come on in, let me show you a little bit more here. Cole's been with us for a little while, so he's really good about answering questions and so forth. But this is my office, just right off of the main office. And so as Dr. Braun had mentioned, we do have 2 concentrations for our undergraduate students. I am the Director for Health Promotion, and I'll introduce you to the Director of Sports Medicine here in just a few minutes. But careers for health promotion students would, in the end, anybody that's interested in fitness, personal training, corporate health and wellness, like if you wanted to work at HP and do all of their fitness and health education programs for those employees, that would be what's called corporate health and wellness. Cardiac rehab, cancer rehab, pulmonary rehab, any sort of career that has a health, a fitness, or a preventive medicine component to it, you would fall under the health promotion concentration. And I love this concentration, and we've worked hard on the curriculum. We're really excited about it. One of the best things about the curriculum is that you get to do 2 practicums, which are mini internships, where you get to actually work with real people and apply the knowledge that you've been gaining in your classes. And then in the end, you do a capstone project, and then you also do a full internship. And so you get a lot of hands-on experience, and those are wonderful experiences and skills that you gain that really will help with your resume. And so when you graduate from our department, your resume will be very high quality and very meaty. But anyway, that's kind of the essence, if you will, of health promotion. You're welcome to come visit me in my office at any time. We'll practice social distancing or hopefully not for too long. But let me take you to the next office and introduce you to my friend, Kathy Hutchinson. She is the director of the sports medicine concentration. Come right this way. So right out of my office, just down the hall, is Kathy's office.
Around it, but the immediate lake area is safe.
This is Dr. Hutchinson's office. Oh, she's not here. So, but anyway, this is Dr. Hutchinson's office, again, the director for sports medicine. I'm sure we can find her. This is Ryan Donovan's office. Ryan teaches a lot of our courses, also in health promotion, and he is also the director of all of the undergraduate advising that happens. But come with me right down here. We'll see, this is Dr. Rick Perry's office. Here's Dr. Perry, hard at work.
Hey, hey.
Hey, have you seen Dr. Hutchinson?
I have seen Hutchinson.
You have? Do you know where she is?
I don't know if she wants me to tell everybody, but she is nearby.
Oh no. Oh no. What?
Hello, everyone. I'm just, mental health is a very important thing when you're talking about this stressful times, and we all live in stressful times. So I'm just enjoying the zen den of Dr. Perry's office. But my name's Kathy Hutchison. I'm the coordinator for sports medicine concentration. So some of you will be having me in class. 207 is a class that I teach, as well as another class in health promotion. So good luck with everything, and remember to take care of yourself.
And hey everyone, I'm Dr. Rick Perry. So I teach a few classes here. Many of you might see me in HES 145. I also teach a couple of upper level classes, HES 345 and HES 354. And as you're going around the classes and just living your daily life, we do have in place 6 safe practices among all this COVID-19 stuff that's going on. 1, avoid gatherings. If you cannot avoid gatherings, still practice social distancing. And while you're doing that, make sure that you are washing your hands for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. use hand sanitizer, please make sure to wear your face coverings, and if you're sick, regardless of the common cold, the flu, or COVID, if you're sick, stay home, all right? But with that, we're gonna walk down the hall and we're gonna meet Tammy, one of our ASCs. And one of the things that we are going to try to do is stay on the right-hand side of the hallway while we're walking, just like if you're driving a car. So just to maintain some social distancing as we're traveling from place to place. But as you see here, we have Tammy with the ASCs, and she will take it from here.
Hi, welcome to the Academic Success Center. My name is Tammy Baudet. I'm one of the Academic Success Coordinators in the department, as well as the Assistant Director for Undergraduate Advising. Just want to welcome you to our space. We are working remote this fall, but we have lots of opportunities for you to be in touch with us. Welcome, come on in. We look forward to seeing you in your 6-week appointment.
Hi, my name is Carrie Smith. I'm an Academic Success Coordinator, and I'm here to tell you how your appointments will be held this fall semester. Due to the size of our offices, we'll be holding your meetings through Teams. This is what the icon looks on your Microsoft 365 account, so make sure you download the app and have it on your computer or phone.
Hi, I'm Diana Kiker, Academic Success Coordinator, and this summer during virtual orientation you all got emailed a handout about the 3 different ways that CSU is teaching classes this fall. They will be face-to-face, which means you go to class as normal. They could be a hybrid class, which means a mix of online and in-person. So maybe 1 day a week you go to class face-to-face, and then the other 2 days it would be online. And then there's the totally online option. So just keep in mind though that when your class is online, your professor may be lecturing in real time. See ya, bye.
Hi, my name is Tara Holloway with a few tips for academic success. One of the first things that we always like to remind our incoming freshmen is the fact that you should treat your educational career as a full-time job. So for every 15 credit hours that you take, you should be studying outside the classroom around 30 to 45 hours per week. The easiest way to do that and to be successful is to come up with a really good time management system. So maybe it's writing down all of your assignments, your exams, coming up with a weekly schedule. Maybe it's a semester by semester schedule, but we really encourage you to go ahead and figure out the time management part of it to be successful. The other tip that we like to give students is tutoring. There are lots of different types of tutoring around here on campus. Refer to your syllabus, ask your instructor, go to the Tilt building. Lots of different types of tutoring, and we encourage you to do it early rather than too late, because once you hop in halfway through the semester, sometimes it's a little overwhelming because you're trying to catch up for the first half of the semester while still learning new information. So start early. It's always easier to quit halfway through a term because you don't need it versus trying to pick up the tutoring aspect. And then finally, syllabus. Know it, read it. You are accountable to the syllabus. Some instructors will remind you assignments are due, others won't necessarily. So make sure that you're very familiar with your syllabus. And then lastly, next week, the first week of classes, we are actually going to be down in the courtyard handing out free stuff for all incoming freshmen. So make sure that you stop by the courtyard. Our hours that will be in the courtyard will be in your welcome email that you'll receive, I believe, this Friday. So reference that for the hours, but we got some really cool stuff for you. Now we are going to actually head down the hallway to Kimberly Burke. She is the Director of Adult Fitness.
Hello. Hi, I'm Kimberly Burke. I'm with the Adult Fitness program here at HES. I teach a couple undergraduate courses, HES 340, Exercise Prescription. So I'll see a lot of sports med and health promotion students in that about sophomore, junior year. And then I'll teach the health promotion students in HES 386, their first practicum experience over at the Adult Fitness program, where we work with faculty and staff of CSU along with the community members of Fort Collins. So it's a really fun, hands-on experience, typically about junior, senior year again for health promotion students. So we look forward to seeing you guys all in the future, but especially next week as we start classes. So enjoy the last bit of summer, take care, and we'll see you soon. And now you're going to Ryan Donovan.
Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Ryan Donovan. I am a senior teaching instructor in the department, and I'm also director of undergraduate advising. So I work very closely with all the academic success coordinators who you have all met at least once and are going to work very closely with this semester. I teach mostly in the health promotion concentration, mostly at the junior and senior level right now. So I will likely see many of you in a couple years, especially if you are health promotion. So we're kind of taking a tour upstairs here of Moby, where many of our offices are. You saw the main office, you've met a couple of our teaching faculty. So we're just going to head down this hallway. Essentially what we have is a big square up here in Moby, and I just want to point out where some of the other things are that you'll probably utilize over the course of your next couple of years. We do have a couple of our research faculty who have offices up here. Dr. Brian Tracy's office is right here. We're actually going to meet Dr. Tracy downstairs in just a moment. Also upstairs, you will find lots of information on bulletin boards throughout the hallways. On this right side of the hallway here for me, it's closed right now, but we do have a computer lab up here in Moby. So I'm not sure what their hours are going to be this semester, but this is a place where students can come. Lots of software loaded on the computers. You have printing that you can utilize up here. Just a really, really good place to do your work without having to go to a different computer lab. Directly across the hallway, we have our graduate student office. Likely this semester, our graduate students aren't going to be spending too much time in here, and if you have to be in touch with them, you'll likely do that remotely. However, if you do need to schedule an appointment or meet with a graduate student or are looking for where their offices are, again, those are all right up here in Moby. We're going to continue just down the hallway. We do have 3 classes of our HES classes that are located upstairs here in Moby. So if your schedules ever say Moby B211, 212, or 213, you will find all 3 of those classes located in one hallway. Again, we're not going to head into any of those classes right now. We're finishing some construction up here, but if you're ever looking for those classes, that's where they are. What we're going to do next is just head down the last hallway and head down the stairs. There are 2 stairwells to get up here to Moby, where the classrooms are, ASE offices, and everything that you've seen. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pause right here. We're going to head down these stairs, and I'm going to go introduce you to 2 of our research faculty. All right, so we just went down the stairwell, and that's on the south side of the Moby complex. Again, one of the hallways that we have here. Several of our research faculty have labs, and so we are outside the clinical biomechanics office, and I want to take you inside and introduce you to Dr. Raul Reiser.
Hello, welcome to the Clinical Biomechanics Laboratory. I'm Dr. Raul Reiser, and I oversee and manage the lab as well as teach our undergraduate biomechanics class, HES 307. Thought you might be interested in seeing some of the stuff that we do in the lab, just in case it might interest you so that you could get involved in it during the course of your academic undergraduate career. A lot of what we do is related to performance and injury risk in athletes, and we use a motion capture system that incorporates putting reflective markers on a person and then having them do activities where we can also measure the forces underneath their feet and some various other attributes of their movement. Maybe you can see that in the video that I have playing here on the side. If you scroll around to the rest of the room, you can see that we basically have the lab covered in artificial turf. It's one of the big things that we're looking at is how can we make artificial turf better for our athletes, both from a performance standpoint as well as reducing injury risk. Okay. We also do a lot of work with athletes to try and predict whether or not they might be at risk for an injury based off of their musculoskeletal health and wellness. So we do what are referred to as functional movement assessments, putting them through a small battery of tests and seeing if when they move, whether or not their movements include components that have been known to be risk factors for injury. So drop jumps, counter movement jumps, other sorts of landing activities and so forth that could be risk related if they don't do them properly. So those are the things that keep us busy. We got a large space, a mezzanine level up above, and so all sorts of projects can be going on while we're investigating these avenues.
All right, thank you, Dr. Reiser. We are going to head out of this lab. Got just a couple more stops here. So we're just going to continue around the hallway. There are a lot of our research faculty that you are not going to get a chance to meet here. I really encourage all of you, if you have not yet, go to the HES website. There's a tab that says research, and take a look through that. There's just some really, really cool and interesting stuff going on. And as you progress through your time here, you will have an opportunity maybe to get involved in some of those labs as a research subject, or as a maybe even a volunteer to get some experience in the lab. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to head outside and back to our HES teaching facility. All right, so we are back pretty close to where we started. We are on the north side of the HES teaching facility. For the large number of you that are living in Corbett Hall, you are just right across the street, so we're real close to you. So we're going to head back inside the teaching facility to show you one of the really cool labs that we have, and then introduce you to another one of our research faculty, who I alluded to, who is Dr. Brian Tracy. So come on inside. You're noticing as we're coming in, doors are marked as entrance and exit, so we ask that people, if you have rooms, classes, please follow those instructions. And now here's one of our research and teaching faculty members. Here is Dr. Brian Tracy.
Who doesn't have his mask on properly. This is my face. I'm Brian Tracy, Dr. Tracy, and I teach and do research in neuromuscular physiology, which is brain, spinal cord, nerves, muscles, how they interact, what happens when you get old, what happens when you do strength training, things like that. And so I teach a large number of undergraduates every semester in this room. This is the Health and Exercise Science Teaching Lab. And we have little stations of students around here to do a ton of really kind of cool and fun labs. I have a lab upstairs on the second floor in Moby where we study neuromuscular function, and in particular, right now I'm interested in the capacity of a smartphone to serve as a measurement tool for human movement. There's tiny little sensors in these phones, and they're very sensitive, and we use that to measure balance, other aspects of physical function in people who are getting old, who have diseases, who are intoxicated with different substances. And so that's the kind of essence of my research. We do, we have an outreach program. So once we're allowed to interact with groups of students, public school students, we have an outreach program where we teach kids about how their nerves and muscles and bodies work. Otherwise, that's me, Dr. T.
All right, thank you, Dr. Tracy. As we head out of the teaching lab, you'll notice that this looks really familiar. We started right across the hall with Dr. Braun, our department head. We are now going to just head out one last time, and I'm going to take you to our Human Performance Clinical Research Lab and introduce you to Tiffany Lipsy. All right, we've got one last stop on our tour here today. So we have made it all the way around to the entire opposite side of the Moby complex. I am here outside of our Human Performance Clinical Research Lab. There's a lot of amazing stuff that goes on in this building. We have faculty doing multi-million-dollar research here. Just so you get your bearings, we've got the intramural fields off to the other side. Center of campus is behind me with campus rec and everything else. So with that, we're going to head on inside and meet one last person today, and that is Tiffany Lipsy. All right, and here's Tiffany.
Hello. Welcome to the Human Performance Clinical Research Laboratory. We're excited to tell you about a couple of the projects that we do here. I run the Heart Disease Prevention Program, which includes first responder testing. So we've been testing firefighters throughout the time that I've been here. And that's also another of the ways that you can get involved in the department. We're doing COVID testing here. We're also working with an aging population and lots of different chronic disease processes. We hope you find something here that will get you excited about health and exercise science. This concludes your tour, and we're excited to see you start your college journey at Colorado State University. Go Rams!